The work train had been rerouted to the south until the express track was no longer needed for local traffic. They then crossed the express track to place a green lamp at the end of the work limits on the local northbound track. Once the green flagging lamp for the northbound track was in position, the two track workers turned around and headed back. As they walked across the express track through the portal in the support walls, the track worker in the lead looked to his left for the work train he expected would return in a reverse movement from the south, stepping right into the path of a rerouted local train coming from the north.
He stepped out into the track. He knew in his mind that there was no train, but there was a train.
Because of the train in emergency at the previous station, the train operator had reduced speed. Unfortunately, the track worker that was hit did not survive.
Down here, it's the most unforgiving of environments. And if you are working in an office and you make a mistake, you would live to tell somebody. Down here, down on the tracks, if you make a mistake, you would either die or you would be maimed for life.
Tragic accidents such as this remind everyone who works on or around the track of the importance of even the most basic rules. Expect a train on any track in either direction at all times. Contact Rail Control Center before entering the right-of-way and after clearing it. Confirm that general orders are in effect before entering the right-of-way. Always include discussions of the safest routes and procedures in your toolbox safety talks.
Think about your family. Think about your family before you decide to cut corners. Think about your family before you decide to violate any rules and regs that are instituted within your authority. Follow the rules. This way you definitely, if you follow the rules and regulations, you will go home and see your family at the end of the day.
My most favorite thing to do was to go to Costco with him. That was his favorite store to go to. Every single Saturday he would wake us up in the morning, and every Saturday we would go to Costco with him, and we would just, spend good time with him.
On Sunday, May 14th, 2006 at 6 a.m.
ATC, MOC, I got a bob and track circuit.
WMATA Operations Control Center detected a track circuit problem at the interlocking just north of the DuPont Circle station on the Red Line. An automatic train control mechanic was sent to the station, where he first did some troubleshooting in the station's train control room. The mechanic then requested and received permission from the control center to go wayside into the tunnel to visually inspect the interlocking in question before regular revenue service began at 7 a.m. At 7 a.m., the mechanic reported that he was back in the clear and the problem had cleared by itself. Not long after, train controllers reported the same problem with the interlocking again.
2137 proper safety equipment do have permission, DuPont. Track number 2, checking the bottom safety track circuit. Contact center once you're clear.
When a senior automatic train control mechanic on duty heard the second OCC call, he radioed the first mechanic that he and another mechanic were nearby and on their way to help.
He was a real nice guy. I mean, he would help you any way he could. He was real solid, real safe. He was safety conscious. He never tried to cut corners or, he was always by the book.
Arriving at DuPont Circle around 9 a.m., the senior mechanic supervised further tests in the station's train control room. then called the control center for permission to go wayside to inspect the interlocking.
294. Copy that. Yourself and 2 other personnel do have permission properly.
The operations center controller gave them permission and then made a radio broadcast to all trains on that line that workers were wayside near the DuPont Circle station, but without a speed restriction, as one had not been requested. Aside from some missing C-bonds, the visual inspection revealed nothing else that could be causing the problem. As normal train service had started, the team of mechanics occasionally had to clear the work area for passing trains. At one point, the senior mechanic returned to the station's train control room to adjust the output to the track circuit relay, which appeared to fix the problem. With the 2 mechanics positioning shunts at various locations around the interlocking and occasionally clearing for trains, the senior mechanic made final track circuit adjustments in the train control room. When positioning the shunt failed to simulate the presence of a train, the senior mechanic went wayside to discuss the problem with the other 2 mechanics. During this discussion, a northbound train entered the station. Once again, they all moved clear into the safe area between the 2 tracks at the north end of the interlocking.
You need to always be aware of your surroundings, always be leery, never become comfortable, because once you become comfortable, then there's a situation that's bound to happen.
The train operator signaled the mechanics that the train was leaving. The senior mechanic, who was closest to the station, gave the all-clear signal with his flashlight. As the northbound train began to pull out of the station, the 2 mechanics furthest from the train felt an increase in air pressure, indicating a train was coming into the station on the other track behind them. As the northbound train approached their position, the senior mechanic took a step back, directly into the dynamic envelope of the southbound train coming into the station at 40 miles per hour, which struck and killed him.
Well, I mean, that was probably when I first realized what had happened. His family was the thing that I thought of first, because it was Mother's Day is when it happened. And I just realized that his family was going to have to deal with that.
I had a hard time sleeping. Every morning I remember waking up crying, just kind of like thinking about, sorry. It was just really hard to think about the fact that he was no longer coming home, because he used to come home at 11:30 at night, and I used to wait for him. I remember always hearing the door and hearing his keys clinking when he walked up the stairs at night, and I knew he would come. I knew he was home, but it was just really hard accepting the fact that he wouldn't come home anymore.
A lot has been learned from this terrible loss, prompting emphasis on and modifications to rules and procedures. Always conduct trackside job briefings and always identify specific job dangers and identify proper safe areas. Move to a designated known safe area when standing clear on the right-of-way. Ensure that all members of the work crew acknowledge the lookout's train warning. When approaching work sites where personnel are on the right-of-way, reduce your train speed to 10 miles per hour.
I just cried. my son is doing so well in school, and his father's not there to see it. And we went and saw High School Musical on Friday, and it's prom. And I'm thinking, my son is not going to have his father there to see him go to the prom, to see him graduate. And I'm missing it for him. And that's what I'm crying in High School Musical 3 because I'm missing that my husband's not going to be there to see my son graduate. I would say to them that just make sure that when you leave, be conscious of what you're doing on the job, because you have a family that wants to see you come through that door every afternoon, and that you need to be alert to what you're doing, and that other people are also alert at their jobs, and that you're following procedures so that at the end of the day, your loved ones will see you walking through that door.
If you can't get it done in a safe manner, just wait till you can do it in a safe manner. And same thing that go with guys that I work with. I say, look, if we can't get this done safe tonight, let's try it again another day.